How do you survive in one of the world's most visited tropical islands with barely enough money to fill your gas tank back home? That was the exact question running through my mind when I landed in Bali with just $50 in my pocket. And not just survive, I wanted to live. To explore, eat, and soak in everything this island offers. Sounds wild, right? But what if I told you that this budget wasn't a restriction? It was freedom. A whole new way of seeing the world. Welcome to Nomadic Compass, where travel doesn't have to cost a fortune. This isn't just a breakdown of expenses. This is the story of stretching every dollar, making every moment count, and proving that adventure is more about mindset than money. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's walk through a week in Bali that costs less than your average dinner out. When to go and why it matters. Timing isn't just a detail, it's a game changer. Land in Bali during peak season. Think July, August, and December. And you're diving headfirst into a sea of selfie sticks, inflated prices, and booked out hostels. But slide in just before or after the crowds. April to June or September to early November. And the island feels like it's breathing just for you. The skies are still blue, the beaches still perfect, but the chaos? Dialed way down. That timing trick alone can stretch your dollars like magic. A $6 dorm suddenly comes with peace and quiet. A warung meal hits harder because you're not waiting in line with 20 other tourists. Even popular spots like Uluwatu or Tigalalang feel more intimate, more real. And here's the kicker. Locals aren't burned out from peak traffic. They have time to talk, smile, and actually connect. It's the same island, but with better vibes, lower prices, and deeper moments. Time it right, and you're not just saving cash. You're unlocking a richer version of Bali. Where to sleep without bleeding your wallet. Bali's got this magical way of surprising you, especially when it comes to where you sleep. I remember my first night in Ubud. I booked a $6 homestay, half expecting a mattress on the floor and maybe a shared bathroom. Instead, I found myself in a cozy little room behind a temple, with a fan humming overhead, a clean private bathroom, and a host family who greeted me with banana pancakes and the kind of warmth you can't fake. It felt like staying with old friends. Hostels? Absolute gold. Whether you're in Kuta chasing waves, in Canggu for the cafe scene, or tucked into Ubud's jungle vibes, you'll find dorm beds for as low as $4 a night. And we're not talking grimy bunkers. Some have pools, free yoga classes, rooftop hangouts, and breakfast included. The social energy is unbeatable too. Travelers swap stories, share tips, and sometimes even link up for road trips or surf lessons. If you're after more privacy but still want a deal, guest houses are everywhere. Family-run gems with charm and chill vibes. You don't need to spend big to sleep well in Bali. You just need to know where to look. Getting around when every cent counts. Transportation in Bali is part thrill ride, part survival game, but 100% budget-friendly if you play it right. Scooters are the MVP here. For just $4 a day, you get total freedom. No timetables, no tour buses, just you and the open road. I zipped from volcano sunrises at Mount Batur to cliffside sunsets in Uluwatu, all on a tank of gas that barely cracked $1. Yeah, the traffic's wild, but once you get the hang of it, it's the best way to experience the island. Not into riding? No problem. Apps like Gojek and Grab have your back. Think of them as Bali's answer to Uber, but cheaper. You can get across town for less than $1. And the drivers usually know hidden gems you won't find in any guidebook. Pro tip: avoid the airport taxes. They'll drain your budget before you've even left the parking lot. Instead, book a shared ride ahead of time or use the apps once you're a few steps outside the terminal. Getting around doesn't have to cost a fortune. In Bali, a few bucks can take you a long, long way. Eating like royalty for the price of a snack. Let's talk about the $1 plate that changed my life. Nasi camper from a tiny roadside warung in Ubud. Rice, spicy sambal, crispy veggies, shredded chicken, and a fried egg tossed on top. No fancy plating, no tourist markup. Just pure, explosive flavor that made me question every overpriced meal I've ever had. That's the real magic of eating local in Bali. Warungs aren't just cheap, they're legendary. These family-run joints serve food straight from the heart, and every bite hits like a memory. You've got options. Nasi goreng, the best fried rice you'll ever taste. My goreng, Slurpee, spicy noodles that somehow never get old. Gado gado, a peanut-sauced flavor bomb of veggies and tofu. And the satay? Chicken or beef, grilled over open flames, smoky and tender, dipped in rich sauce. For under $2, you can eat like you're celebrating something. Skip the Western cafes unless you're desperate for Wi-Fi or a flat white. You're not in Bali to eat a $10 smoothie bowl. You're here to taste the island. And if you want to take it up a notch, hit the night markets. Pasar Badung in Denpasar or Gianyar Night Market are where the locals feast. No menus, no pretense. Just follow the heat, the smells, and the crowd. Grab a fresh coconut, a bag of fried bananas, maybe even some weird snack you can't pronounce, but love anyway. Eating cheap here isn't about cutting corners. It's about going straight to the source. You're not sacrificing quality. You're finding it where it's always been, tucked inside smoky warungs, passed down through recipes that haven't changed in generations. In Bali, $2 doesn't just feed you, it spoils you. Activities that cost next to nothing. Here's the truth. Bali's best moments don't come with a price tag. You don't need to book a $100 tour or hop on a packaged excursion to feel the island's magic. Take the Campion Ridge Walk in Ubud. Lush, quiet, and free. Go at golden hour and it feels like a movie scene. Or head to Uluwatu and watch monkeys run the place like tiny gangsters while the sun dips below the cliffs. Temples. Most ask for a donation or a small fee, usually under $2. Turta Empel, Basaki, Tanah Lot. They're more than photo ops. They're sacred, peaceful, and powerful. You walk in as a tourist. You walk out feeling something else entirely. And then there are the waterfalls, Tejenungan, Tukid Sipong, and others you'll stumble on while chasing rumors. $1 or $2 gets you in, and the hike, the swim, the cold rush of water. Priceless. Bali's rice terraces offer the same deal. No guides, no gates, just miles of green in silence. Even on the tightest budget, you can join a free yoga session, explore village paths, or sit by the beach doing nothing but existing. And somehow, that ends up being everything. Meeting people who stretch your trip and your heart. Here's what they don't tell you. The real gems in Bali aren't places, they're people. Backpackers who share their snacks and tips. Locals who invite you for coffee. Hostel owners who remember your name. I met a German traveler who taught me how to bargain like a pro. A Balinese artist who gave me a sketch for free. These connections made the $50 feel like $500. You share meals. You split rides. You trade stories under the stars. Traveling cheap forces you to talk, to open up, to bond. And that, more than anything, makes the journey rich. Digital tricks to keep spending in check. Budgeting isn't sexy, but it saves your trip. I used apps like Trail Wallet and Splitwise to track every purchase. Local SIM cards are cheap. Get one at the airport or nearby shops for $3, $5 with enough data for maps, bookings, and video calls home. Pay in cash where you can. ATMs sometimes charge insane fees, so pull out enough once and budget by the day. Use WhatsApp to message hosts or find scooter deals. And always check reviews. That $2 smoothie might look cute, but not if it comes with a hospital trip. So there it is, 1 week in Bali, under $50. Not just lived but loved. With sunrise hikes, flavorful eats, cultural deep dives, and connections that money can't buy. If this story lit a spark in you, if it made you realize that adventure is within reach no matter your bank balance, then do one thing for me: subscribe to Nomadic Compass. We've got more journeys, more hacks, and more proof that the world is waiting for you, even if your wallet says otherwise. Thanks for being here. Keep exploring, keep believing, and keep your compass pointed forward.